All right, so we are here in Lake Isabella, and I'm about to get interviewed. I guess it's my turn.
Awesome. So we're here with the infamous Rosales. So here's the question. First question is this: how did you get into photography and the work that you're doing now?
So I've always loved capturing these moments. Just hanging out, just the little moments that pass by. It all started when I would borrow my parents' 35 millimeter film camera, or wherever we went, I would get my hands on a disposable, and then just shoot away. And then later on, a camcorder that somehow I got my hands on. And when technology got better, I started with an iPod Touch. This is a broken iPod Touch, and I would run out of battery by showing people videos and memory just from having so much on there. So I started uploading to YouTube, and then people started watching my stuff. And then after that, I got a GoPro, and I started getting hired. I got this one gig doing a dancing horses thing for a Mexican ranch, and they got thousands and thousands of views. So that's when I knew that I needed to up my game, editing and learning. So I went from iPod Touch to GoPro, and then intentionally one day I bought a DSLR to shoot we helped shoot a wedding. It was an engagement and then a wedding. It was our first thing. We didn't know what we were doing, but it came out pretty good, and then the rest is history. The YouTube took off.
So YouTube really took off. That's where you became known and the interest. Awesome. So where do you see photography going now? In terms of technology, what's the next big thing out there?
For technology?
Yeah.
So right now I'm shooting with the Sony Alpha 6500s, which are not pro cameras. I had the option, buy one pro camera or buy two of these that I use right now. And I decided to go with two because as my brother and I were discussing recently, you have your basic stuff, like point and shoots, camcorders, and then you have kind of like the middle ground, your $1,000 cameras, DSLRs, and then you go up to about $2,000, and there, from the bottom to the middle, you can see the difference, with the lenses, with the cameras. But then once you go from $1,000 to $2,000, it's somewhat better. And then from the $2,000, it jumps to $5,000, $10,000, $25,000 just for the body. But then the higher you go, you don't see that much of a difference. So I prefer to stay kind of in the middle. These are about $1,000 a piece, and that's where I feel like it reaches that level of you don't need to get any better. You can get the work done.
And the average person is not going to know the difference.
Exactly.
You would know because you're a professional photographer. But the average person is not going to know that. Yeah, the difference in price and all that.
Right.
Awesome. Hey, craziest thing you've ever seen while photography, photography or videography, all that, a wedding or something like that, was the craziest thing you've ever seen?
So far, right now, the craziest thing I've seen is the bride arriving to her wedding on a dirt bike. And both once they become husband and wife, both of them leave in the dirt bike. So that was pretty crazy.
Biggest tip?
Biggest tip is just keep shooting. Just keep working on it. Keep working on your craft. A lot of people ask me, what's the best camera? You don't need the best camera. What can I buy for $100? I'm like, just use your phone. Just start with your phone. I started with an iPod because I didn't even have an iPhone. I had a flip phone, so I had an iPod to shoot with. So just start with what you have and just keep doing it. The computer that I started with, it wasn't for editing. It was just a $500 laptop, and it kept crashing. So because of that, I had to go back and re-edit the whole video again. There was that one first gig that I did. It was due a couple of days later, so I didn't have money to go buy another computer. So I had to get it done. So that made me do do the video over and over and over and over, and that's how I got a lot of practice, and that's where, you know, speed and practice come in. Just doing it over and over, and even if it's a little vlog, that's another reason I keep doing vlogs whenever I can, because I get to keep the memories. But then every week I shoot a video, or I try something new, and I'm practicing constantly. That's where it comes from, you know. It's not, I didn't go to school, nobody really taught me. It's just, I just looked it up on YouTube and just keep doing it.
Amazing. Any like heartwarming stories about, you know, a wedding or something that really tugged at your heart because of people involved, or somebody that said to you, "This really means a lot, great"? Anything like that really stands out?
Really, every wedding. I cry at every wedding. I just love it when they say their vows and looking into each other's eyes, and I'm there capturing that moment. Or before the wedding, I kind of get like a little just intimate, personal video telling each other what they're feeling right at that moment, and just capturing those moments. That just, you know, it just gets to me, you know. And I really try not to cry while I'm there. You know? And also when I go to a conference or when I visit a church, and then kids come up to me and say, "Hey, you know, thank you for your vlogs, thank you for your videos, I appreciate that." Or when parents come up to me and say, "Oh, hey, thank you for the stuff that you put out because my kids watch it." So I really...
You're like a celebrity, you know.
Nah. No.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Next question is this: what's the next step?
Well, the next step is taking it to the next level. We recently got laid off. We were working for AT&T for about 4 years, so it's like stability, right? And then all of a sudden we lost our jobs. We got laid off. So I felt God speaking to me. I was at this event called Bring It Home for Hope Corps in Portland, Oregon. The Hodges were actually in charge of it, and I felt God speaking to me, just repeatedly saying, as this was happening, you know, I have prepared the way. Just those words, God has prepared the way. I kept hearing it in messages. I just kept hearing it. So, you know, I had a choice, but I had like 2 hours to decide. They said, "Hey, we have another position, but it's gonna be a commute. So every day I would be losing an extra 3 hours." So I had to make a decision right there. Do I want to go back and give my time to the company that I'm working for, or do I want to trust God and do this full time, what I love, and just trust Him that it's gonna take off? So here we are. Trusting God.
Awesome.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. So that's going to do it. That's a wrap.
I am going to throw in some questions if that's okay.
Oh, okay.
Can we do this? Okay. One of the things that I notice is your passion for what you're talking about.
Yes.
And one of the things that I have seen is, and believe, is that everyone has a purpose and a calling from God. And when they connect with that, it takes you into another level. And in order to go to that, sometimes you have to make a decision like yourself. When did you realize that this is what God wanted you to do? What, at what area, what situation maybe you were in, and what did you feel?
So there's been times when I've recorded, I've been at conferences like Peak, for example. That's my favorite one, and that's actually where I started vlogging, because it's just so awesome. I wanted to look back and look at more than photos. You know, I wanted to remember those moments when we're hanging out and just having fun. So because of me posting those vlogs, people have come up to me and said, "Oh, hey, I didn't know what Peak was like, and that's why I'm here," you know. Or when people were looking for a church, we actually have a couple right now that is coming to church because they saw it on social media. They saw the videos and they said, "Man, the pastor jumping into the water, like, I want to go to that church," you know. And it's because of that keeps me going, that motivation, you know, just sharing moments, just capturing that this life that we live as apostolics, and it's not boring. It's not it's not a set of rules and regulations. It's the best life that you can live. So I want the world to see that. There's enough entertainment, there's enough worldliness out there. Why not share what we are living?
So what would be your advice if you have someone watching this and is thinking of whether they need to listen to that, what God's showing them, their direction, whether it's in music or whether it's in ministry and whether it's in reaching the souls that are with homeless? What would be your words of encouragement to help them move into that next level of their calling or purpose?
My words of encouragement would be passing. My words of encouragement would be just do it. Just listen to the voice of God. I know it's like cliche, but you have to go. Like Luis was preaching last night and today. God has a purpose for you, and He has a pattern. You just have to stay obedient to Him, and nothing can go wrong. I mean, you're unstoppable. Once you find that calling and just go with it, just trust Him, and you can't go wrong.
So one of the things you mentioned earlier is that you were editing some videos and it kept crashing, or you were having some just roadblocks. Those don't necessarily mean it's not God. It's just Him trying to push us a little harder, right? To show us, like, hey, you're gonna get better, but by practice.
With experience, that's what I think. Here's the comparison I have for that. Like, it can be in life, but like, for example, in video, you can take a class. I know people that have taken classes. They might even have a degree, but then when the rubber meets the road, talking to clients, getting to know people, when it's time, when you have a bunch of videos due the same week, it's like you're gonna lose sleep. You have to have practice. Experience is what makes the difference. So the same thing in life, sometimes you're running into roadblocks, you're running into things that aren't necessarily easy to go through, but that's gonna give you the experience that God can use later through you.
Well, thank you for answering these questions. I'm glad, and I hope that someone that is possibly saying, God, is this your will for me? Why do I keep having obstacles? That they could see that as just a stepping stone to just push harder and keep going. So, okay, cool.
Is that it? Okay, awesome.